Hey MXL, welcome back to Anatomy of a Scheme with CT again. And if you guys haven't seen the other videos, if you go to Coach's Corner, which is where this will be as well, I did two videos on a run-heavy formation out of the Bills playbook. And so what I had promised is that we'll also do kind of build this out, so that we can hopefully by the end kind of have enough content so you could have an entire game scheme out of the Bills playbook is kind of what I'm hoping for. So I went back into the Bills playbook and I found something out of the gun formation that I think we can also create kind of a little scheme out of. And so the first video, I'm going to break it into two videos. The first video is going to be a look at the formation, kind of a setup for what we're trying to accomplish. And then we'll focus on 3 plays in the first video, and then the second video will be 2 plays, which will be like the primary passing plays where there's various reads and things like that. But for now, let's focus on kind of the intro. We'll take a look at the formation and then set a couple of audibles and figure out our base play. So I did a little research ahead of time because my guy Flawless gave me a bit of a hard time for taking too long in my last videos, so I decided to do a little research ahead of time. So what we're going to use here is, that's not the one, we are going to use gun doubles Y offset. It's this formation here, and we're still in the Bills playbook, so it'll align well with the run heavy formation that we did in the previous videos. So we're going to go to this, and when I look at this, and we're just going to scroll through the playbook very quickly, I mean, we have some things here. We have a lot of kind of nice concepts and plays that'll work without a whole lot of adjustments, which I kind of like. It just makes it quicker to call plays. You don't have to think as much. You can react more to what you're seeing. So just scrolling really quickly, we have a lot of runs. I mean, for a gun formation to have the variety in run plays that it does, I mean, it's got pretty much everything you'd want. So the first thing that I would look at is what's the base play. If you remember my previous videos, we're going to look for a base play that we're going to come out in. And this is going to be what you're going to come out in every single time when you run this formation. So because I know this play is good, we're going to focus on PA jailbreak screen. Okay? And we're going to run that real quick. We're going to go to random nickel, and we'll kind of show that. And with this, as you see, you're going to have your center, your left guard, and your left tackle are all going to break off at the snap and go out and block for Cooper. Now, the thing about this play is if you're getting heavily blitzed, you want to get rid of that ball as soon as possible. You can't even wait for the blocks to set up, so you just got to get rid of it. But let's see what they give us. You're always going to keep an eye, because you're not going to be blocking when those 3 guys break out on the left. You're going to take a look at the left side, and that's where you're going to focus your attention to see what kind of pressure you're getting. So let's look. Okay, so I'm getting pressure, so I got to get rid of it. All right, they blew that up pretty nicely. Let's see. Now I'm going to get heavy pressure here again. Let's get rid of it quick. Yep. Okay, now that time I got the blocking I need, and as you see, they blitzed, and we almost got a touchdown out of it. So that's kind of how the jailbreak screen, something like this, I'd always get rid of it quick because they have a lot of guys in the line. All right, there we go. We got the blocking we need. And my tackle was out there not blocking anyone, which is awesome. But that's kind of the play I would come out in. So this is going to be, again, our base play. Okay, so we're not going to put this in our audibles because, remember, we get to set 4 audibles along with the base play that we're going to come out in every time. So this is going to be the base play. Okay. And then remember, we always want to look at, after the base play, we want to look at run plays that we can complement our base play with. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to our formation. Is that it? I always lose this formation. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so I would say, now normally if it's a gun set, I would say inside zone is probably your go-to run. Okay? But in this one, because we also have 0-1 trap, those really complement each other nicely, and we'll look at that here. So the first thing I'm going to do, if you recall, I'm going to set my audibles up with the run play specifically. So to do that, we're in the formation, and I want to press L2. And then I always want my run plays, if you remember, as the square and triangle options. So for the square option, I'm going to set inside zone because you're always going to want an inside zone with gun just to bail you out if you don't like the look. And then for triangle, because I like how it complements, I mean, you could use draw, you know, it's fine, but I like O1 trap because if they spread their line, you can really get a nice chunk with that. So I'm going to set O1 trap as my other run audible. And then we'll reserve L1 and R1 audibles for our passing plays, which we'll go over in the next video. So let's just take a look kind of at how this would be if we just come out in our base play jailbreak screen. And we're going to do random nickel. Okay, so so let's say, you know, I don't like the look. The user, you know, maybe I've used jailbreak screen too much and the user could be over there. So I'm going to go to, you know, audible with square, and then I'm going to press the square audible for inside zone. And, you know, this is just kind of a bailout, and it's going to get me a few yards. And then if we get something like this is what I wanted to see. So you see how it's kind of the lines spread out. So what I want to do when I see the line spread out is now that I have inside zone, which is fine, but it kind of inside zone is designed. Well, I don't know that it's designed this way, but generally you're going to be taking it between the left guard and the left tackle. In this case, they're kind of spread. So the O1 trap, if you see, it's designed to go right up the middle, and we have a spread line. So I'm going to take it up the middle. We're going to see what we can get here. And see how we get, what, 9 yards? Okay, so that's kind of the look. Now here, you wouldn't run O1 trap, right? Because that's just, I mean, you're going to run right into those guys, right? So, oops, I accidentally audible to it. So we're going to go to inside zone, and we're going to see if we can get that between the left guard and the left tackle, if that'll open up for us. There we go. So you see we pick up 9 yards. So again, this is just kind of the setup for the rest of the formation, but very simply, to review, we are in the PA jailbreak screen, right? And then we have now set our inside zone audible as square and O1 trap as our other. So now we have our base play, and then we have our 2 run plays, and so that's going to end it for the first video. Again, this was just kind of an intro, and then base play and setting up our 2 runs. Next video, we're going to go into the passing plays, how we can attack. Again, preferably what I want is at least 2 passing plays, one that attacks each side of the field depending on which hash I'm on. And even some different concepts that we can look at. And we'll get into some of that. But that's why I want to do a separate video on the passing, because passing is a little more of an abstract concept than running is. So this is a little easier to digest, the run portion. But we'll get into that in the next video. Hope you guys got something out of this, and we'll build this out in part 4 of the series, which will be on the way shortly. All right, thanks, guys.